Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Quick look here at Solana, seeing what's going on. We're going to double check a few key factors here. We do have potential for retracement here for maybe an ABC pattern. We are seeing the price pull back to that 0.382 fib level. Once again, that $113 mark. Notoriously a support and resistance level in the recent past, so we can presume it'll be a support until it isn't. We got the lower lead on the Ichimoku cloud kind of holding as potential support there, but if we do break below that level, just say for example, solid chance we could see the price continue further down. Okay. Again, a lot of it hinges on Bitcoin, stabilizing, staying where it's at. Bitcoin is kind of teetering between 52,000, 52.5. I'm expecting Bitcoin to maybe retest that 51K range. We got a small short position open for that just to be on the safe side. But simply put here, Solana is looking still pretty decent. There is no bearish divergences completely yet, at least based on what I see here so far. If you're new to the channel, though, keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. I truly do love teaching people to trade. And I hope you can learn something here today. We're going to take a look here at liquidity because I got the question here recently. What does liquidity mean? Can you explain that in a Michael Scott version? The easiest way to understand it is it works like a magnet. The price typically gravitates towards those liquidity levels because they're usually heavily influenced by support and resistance levels and Fibonacci retracement levels. Okay, so generally speaking, that's kind of what we're looking at here. The best way to describe this here is that we have a lot of liquidity above the price action at 119 to 120. A lot of heavy shorts in play right now, leading us to believe that the bias has shifted from bullish to bearish, at least for the most recent 24 to 48 hours for Solana, but also the fact that if the price were to come up to that level, we'd see a lot of sad and unhappy people. Okay? Again, that brings joy to the market movers because then they can do what they want with the money and move the price wherever they see fit and have more range of play. Because again, with that liquidity level getting swept, for example, that wipes out a lot of opposition. So then they can manipulate the market even further once they get there. And commonly be able to sweep these levels, what they'll do is they'll set a lot of limit orders and consistently be averaging into that position, so to speak. It's like a DCA type of scenario. And the price action goes to that level eventually. Once it breaks, there's enough volume there. Then they sell everything. It usually turns around. So that's usually why you can see liquidity levels get swept and the price pulls back shortly after, because once it hits those levels, the price is naturally correcting itself. It's exactly why higher highs and higher lows are important, at least for a bullish type of trend. Long story short here, we got some accumulation, some late longs at about 108 as well. Okay, so 108 for longs and about 119 for shorts. So what does that mean for us here? Well, it tells us that the daily time frame is something we want to be paying close attention to because we do have a daily candlestick closure now that we've started the day here effectively. I mean, we're most of the way through it, honestly, but I did review this yesterday morning, and at that point, we were waiting for the candlestick to close, and it closed pretty bullish there, right around the 116, 117. So that's a good sign, but we got to recognize that we're at a 9 on TD sequential here. The price action is continuing pretty high, pretty fast. So generally speaking, a correction would make sense. It's pretty common for most coins to hit a 9 on TD sequential and to reverse themselves. It doesn't have to be a massive reversal. It could literally be sideways and up. But the truth is, we shouldn't expect the price action to continue to shoot up because it's been running for a while now. Okay. Now it's not a guarantee, of course. It's just a larger statistical probability. Okay. And again, if you look at its history, for example, we hit an 8 right here. Price turned around pretty significant. There was a 7 right here, and the price continued higher. Again, it doesn't always have to be a 9, but if you do see a 9, it just lets us know that it's been running for quite a while. That's a lot of hours in the same direction. Okay. We got a stochastic divergence here as well forming. RSI did reject off of 70 and money flow index is high. So the complementing factor here is that the RSI is high, money flow index is high, but we're seeing some bearish divergences where we can see a stochastic swing to the downside. We can see RSI got rejected at 70, which implies here that this level at about 118, 119, coincidentally where we see a lot of shorts in play, is a resistance level. Big surprise. Liquidation, shorts, liquidation level, support level, resistance level. They all correlate together. I know I'm not being very fluent in that and explaining that, but that's the general concept, right? You don't have to know a whole heck of a lot about liquidity. You just need to know that it makes a difference, and it's usually accumulating at specific resistances and support levels, kind of reaffirming them, but essentially implying that they're going to be retested. So there's a solid chance we will see a level retested, but once more, just say Bitcoin sells off to 51 or 50K. We will see Solana likely pull back even further, considering it's already a head start and pulling back initially. Okay, so just bear that in mind. It's not a guarantee, but it's a statistical probability that we will see a pullback from most altcoins if Bitcoin pulls back too. But once more, Bitcoin has corrected itself recently here within reason, and most of these altcoins didn't bleed out completely. So please know a lot of alts are being very strong right now, especially with Bitcoin dominance kind of plateauing / coming down. 4-hour time frame, taking a look here, we can see stochastic RSI swinging to the downside. We can see money flow index coming down, as well as traditional RSI hanging out above 50. Losing 50 on the RSI to me would be a sign that we're more so bearish. Coincidentally, if we lose 50 on the RSI, we'll probably be below the cloud on the hourly. Those things usually run tandem. So a lot of times you want to pay attention to that. We do have a MACD divergence here that's roughly 8 hours in, and that is another sign here letting us know that we have significant bearish divergences on larger time frames. I forgot to look at the moving averages here, but we're testing the 20-day SMA on the 4-hour. If I'm not mistaken, we're free and clear completely on the daily. So SMAs mean nothing on the daily for now, in the sense that we don't have any kind of rejection, so to speak. Right now, I would say though, again, this is synonymous with the Ichimoku cloud. We close below the 20-day SMA on the 4-hour. There's a solid chance we'll see a continuation down, mainly because when you break below that moving average, you're essentially no longer bullish on that time frame. Okay, that's generally the concept. Now, it's not a guarantee it's not going to go forever, right? Last time we broke below 20 on the SMA, it only lasted for 12 hours and the price recovered quickly. So again, any shorts that you consider, you must have tight targets and ensure that you take profit wherever possible. We have a tight stop loss on tight targets on our Bitcoin trade, for example, to ensure that we get in and get out hopefully very quick. And if the price does end up running the opposite direction, we're going to average our position into it to ensure that we can still be okay. Again, there's no guarantees on that either, right? But the truth is, a lot of macro divergences on the 4-hour and the daily time frame for most coins, including Solana and Bitcoin right now. So those are just things that are leading me to believe that we could see further downside. Taking a look at the hourly here, just to clarify this, so you understand the Ichimoku cloud. This is again roughly right where the 20-day SMA is averaging itself out on the 4-hour. Okay, so again, price action comes down here, so to speak. We get a closure below 0.382, that $113 range. We could very well see the price maybe continue lower, perhaps with an ABC pattern, where the price continues to establish lower lows and lower highs. Okay, generally speaking, that's the concept there. So is that a guarantee? No, definitely not. But the truth is, bearish divergences on larger time frames have a tendency of happening eventually. Okay. The only way that we can see these larger time frame divergences not happen is if we hold above the cloud, for example, on the hourly, and we continue to establish higher highs and higher lows. But for the moment, right now, you can say we are seeing lower highs and lower lows. Okay, so we're starting to see this transition, so to speak. This very well could be a type of pattern that could break to the upside for sure, but we got to give it time. Okay, so I would say just be a little more patient here in this sense. I'm trying to be patient as well because there's a lot of longs that I'm considering, but I haven't quite hit all my alerts yet. So as I continue to kind of scour some of these coins that we're looking at, I think we'll probably have a few opportunities later today. But again, a lot of it depends on Bitcoin. I'm hoping Bitcoin pulls back a little bit so we can get some good entries on some of those other longs that I'm considering. That's kind of the general consensus. So folks, right now, patience is key. Please try to be patient. Also, too, I get the question often right now, what's the best exchange in the US and Canada? Well, easy to say, Bitunix, phenomenal exchange, link down below. Make sure you use their link to register, or my link to register. For them, you'll be automatically eligible for future trading competitions, and they're adding over 200 trading pairs to their exchange here shortly. So awesome stuff there. Solana is one of our biggest markets over there. Okay. So either way, check that out in your own time. Look forward to work with you. Once more, no KYC or VPN there. If you are interested in becoming a community member, please note that we do have CryptoPay available on the website, but more important, we have a few slots left available, so make sure that you double check that soon. And just reach out. Feel free to direct message me if for some reason you're unavailable to do that, so we can put you in the queue. All right. So I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thanks again for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.